And it comes now at Kudos Bank Arena. Enjoy this one as we wrap up round 5 of Hungry Jack's NBL. The visitors, the Wildcats, off that loss to Brisbane by 17 points with the first possession. Missed, and the rebound is taken by Matthew Dellavedova. Galloway gets past the attempted swat from Dylan Windler to post first points for the Kings.
Athletic move there from Galloway. We know what he likes to do in transition, and Doolittle.
Keen observers will notice Matthew Dellavedova playing in singlet number 98. We'll explain that as the game goes on. The miss by Galloway. Offensive rebound, Xavier Cooks, and Jimmy Suarez bumps it out by 4. Pass to his big man and the block by Cooks. It returns for Henschel. Again, wayward, so really 3 minutes gone. The second lowest Sydney return for Brian Goorjian as coach. The runner bounces away from the mark. Russo Nance for Dylan Windler, and there are points. 3 of them for the Wildcats. Finding Joe Luala-Chul, the big man on the move, tried to use the glass, and defensively the rebound is taken by Jalen Galloway. Galloway, tough shot, made to look easy. Agree with that, Derek, or do you want to contest any of Brad's points? I know you'd be itching to do the latter. Henschel step back for 3, and he finds the net. Beautiful from Ben.
Windler. This is another 3. Perth now 2 of 9 from the 3. But if Sydney look after the basketball, they're the best in the league in ball security.
Davis nails the triple.
Part of it is just the problems Perth has had just shooting the basketball. Joe Luala-Chul gets away with a travel, really bombs.
And hits.
And finally,
Pepper kicks it out. This really looks to go back-to-back. An air ball taken by Doolittle, who's guarded by Cooks. And Xavier can't stop. More points for Perth. Doolittle. And now really again, bottom of the net. Jaron really races to 6 points on the back of 2 made threes.
Great space for Really, who's knocked down 2 threes early in this one.
Perth have the lead for the first time after going scoreless for the best part of the opening 3 minutes. Cooks, nice touch from the big man. Doolittle grabbed the rebound, and here he is again. Really the extra pass for Latmayan in the corner. Perth, beautiful ball movement. Joe Healy, what do we know about Dylan Windler?
Ankle braces on, so obviously any damage that is done is not as bad compared to if he didn't have them on. He's having it seen to now. It doesn't seem to be too bad. Hopefully it's just a stinger, but I'll keep you updated.
Dilly has missed both his field goals now. His points coming at the line, and there's 3 from Christian Doolittle.
Well, Perth have knocked down 6 threes, and at some point you're gonna have to get out there, crowd these 3-point shooters, try and limit penetration as Doolittle goes strong, man ball.
And the Kings were first out of the blocks, but couldn't stay in front as Dellavedova off the right hand, the finger roll finish, first score, second quarter, Sydney.
Nice move there by Dellavedova. That will aid him greatly in getting a feel for how to score the basketball.
Elijah Pepper pulls up from long range. Pepper, bang.
Mason Jones, Cooks misses an easy one around the bucket, has decided to try and get Pepper some more minutes.
But Suarez wins possession for Sydney. Galloway gets a look, and Jalen finishes. What a sweet shot. Elijah Pepper also had eyes for the ball. Cooks, nice move, Xavier Cooks. And now the crowd makes some noise for Dellavedova. He might want to go back to number 8 after that layup is missed. Pepper at the other end, he also comes up empty. And just out of interest, that 98 out of 100 on the Amy Safe driving app, if Brad scores 52, what do you score, Derek Rucker?
Oh, I'm 93.
Xavier Cooks. It was 22-15 at quarter time. And that's a little steadier for the Wildcats.
With the composition of this Kings team, I'd like to see Cooks and Dellavedova in more on balls, because when they're away from the ball, it really clogs up the floor as they're both non-shooters, and Joe Luala-Chul gets a gift off the backboard.
Their home form a little worrying. They've actually lost 5 of their last 6 home games dating back into last season.
And Ben Henschel just picked up his third foul as Davis finds Suarez inside for a dunk.
Suarez in his second stint at the Kings here, trying to guard Joe Lual-Achul Jr. Tough gig indeed. And here's Kendrick Davis. The Kings down by 4. They've beaten the Breakers here this season. Davis had a key hand in that. They lost to Cairns.
Derek, I wanted to pick up here. Kendrick Davis has got the ball. Does it look better with having Kendrick and Delhi not on the court together at the same time by having these guys splitting the floor that can knock down the three like that one? I'm going 100 miles an hour.
Well, I think I was raised more as a true point guard in an era when that position was more important as JLA continues to go to work, whereas nowadays by having the migration
and the Kiwis
and the Kiwis, we're getting the cream of the crop as we see Luke Longley.
I was going to say, the NBL has changed a lot since that man was running with the balls. The Kings at Southeast Melbourne on Thursday, back here next Sunday against Tasmania. And here's Kendrick Davis with a steal from Jaron Riley, and the finish, albeit only just. Picked up by Delhi, they're off and running again. Kendrick Davis. Mid-range jumper, good.
He's so quick, Brad, with a tremendous ability to stop and go.
Very inefficient in that loss to Tasmania. Super efficient today, Kendrick Davis. The Kings' point as Lual-Achul puts a stop to the run that finished at 10 points for Sydney.
Calling for it, Derek. He's taken 7 shots now with his 10th point to go with 3 rebounds. He just needs the ball more, and so does that man, and one.
Xavier Cooks. Kendrick Davis can make good from outside. No. Bull Qual knocks it down. Here's Goodrick fighting and scoring. And a little flex if you don't mind.
Record book.
Here's Xavier Cooks working into Joe Lual-Achul and winning.
That's nice.
Cooks to double figures now as well. So Kendrick Davis, 6 of 9, 16 points. Cooks, 10 points. And 1 to come for the Wildcats. Perfect at the free throw line. He's up to 13 points. Nice ball movement from Xavier Cooks to Suarez. He confronted a red defensive wall and still made a deposit. 50 up for the Sydney Kings. Perth's 7 made threes in the half is the most by them in any game this season. They've done it in half of basketball as Xavier Cooks gets to the backboard and second time around tips it in. Here's Davis stalking the Wildcats. That shot short. Sydney's biggest lead in the game, 11 points. Dellavedova, it hasn't been his range this season. Good afternoon to a big audience, no doubt, watching in Perth and enjoying that from Russo Nance.
Similar to the first half where they came out and took a number of threes to start that first quarter. And there's just poor defensive transition from Perth.
Timmy Suarez with the dunk.
We see the replay here, and there's a great pass by Xavier Cooks as Tim Suarez says, yes, sir.
Davis on 16 points at 50% from the fields. Can't finish at the rack. Really off and running. Here's Lual-Achul. Is that what they need to do, Brad?
That's how you reward your bid man from running rim to rim. Great pass, you're on Riley.
He's going to really get after Riley here. See that, Brad?
Yeah.
Elijah Pepper waiting in the corner and depositing. Pepper, shaky pass, picked up by Riley. Now he's stripped of the ball by Davis. A steal by Sydney. Cooks passing out for Kawatnoi. He liked it. Another turnover by the Wildcats, and Davis takes them ahead by 8. Sydney 63, Wildcats 55. Timeout.
The likes of Riley, Aquera, Elijah Pepper. Let's see what they can do here.
Well, Joe, I didn't realize there was any other type of timeout from John Riley other than intense as Jaron Riley.
Mentioned Derek, his third. So Dellavedova, a bullet pass to the corner, another miss. The scoring dries up for Sydney. Dellavedova thought about the 3 ball, instead said, Kawatnoi, you hit. Doolittle, soft finish. Nice touch. No latitude given. despite Brian Goorjian standing in the game, which is probably irrelevant, right? The referees, you'd want to treat all the coaches equally.
I don't know about
like you just walk away and let him get his emotions in check.
And
if it's 5 minutes later, okay.
Big moment, long, lonely walk for Brian Goorjian. You rode with him back to the rooms of the Sydney Kings, and Andrew Bogut now. They led by 8 in the first quarter. They've spent the majority since trailing, but within striking distance. Doolittle extra pass, Henschel. The atmosphere inside Kudos Bank Arena going up a few gears. Henschel up to 7 points for the game. Dellavedova spinning in the face of Joe. What a chill! Matthew Dellavedova. What a big bucket to finish the third quarter.
It really hurt them and led to some easy opportunities for the Sydney Kings. And again, get JLA involved as Dellavedova is just being an absolute menace since he was put back into the basketball game. But it's certainly inspired the Kings because they look juiced up.
They're out by 13 points. Still a long way to go in this fourth quarter. Christian Doolittle left alone and he drops 3. He's up to 14. Still not super efficient today, but an improvement for Christian Doolittle. Davis going to work, missing. The rebound for Luala Chul, who's running the floor, the big fella. It falls for Jaron Riley, and 3 more fall for Jaron. The departed Mason Jones with the only previous foul out for the Wildcats. Cooks does enough to keep possession for Sydney. A desperate scramble under Perth's bucket. And now Pepper with the block on Kendrick Davis. Cooks gets it straight back.
John really wanted a foot violation on the other end. May have been correct, but there was a lot going on in there, Brad.
Yeah. Davis works the screen by Suarez. So game done. The Kings about to balance the ledge at 3-3. Likewise at home going 2-2. And why not?
Were particularly hurtful to the Wildcats' chances of winning this basketball game as Malawach going for blood.
Drops the 3, 94-72. The fans out of their seats.